it's Laura with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and today I'm going to be showing you the books that we use for second grade. Okay, so for second grade, we have a whole stack. We start in with our readers. If we have not finished these from first grade, then we continue with those. And I talk about those in our first grade video if you don't know what I'm talking about. I continued this. This is also discussed in the first grade video. So this I put into, I do this book over the course of 3 years, first, second, third. It's a grammar book. And I do the first third, I take all the lessons, divide it by 3. I do the first third for first grade, the second third is now for second grade, and then the last one is third grade. So we like this book a lot. I show it more in the first grade video, but here I'll just describe it a little bit more. You've got letter writing. Sometimes it has like stories that the children write. Sometimes it's got sentences they have to correct. It's just a little bit of everything. Sometimes there's a picture and they have to write a story to go with it. So this is the grammar book that we use for first to third grade. So this is the book I use for handwriting. This book I really love because it doesn't ever cost very much. It's about $5 or $6 on Rainbow Resource, and it's called Pen Time. This is level 2. So this one is the transition book. This book starts in print, and by the end of the book, they are learning beginning cursive. So, I'll show you. Very beginning print, and then by the end, we're starting our cursive. It's a great way to ease into that. For reading, by this level, my children are usually pretty independent, so we pull out our level 3 and 4 readers. I have a stack here, just a few of them to show you, but I try to keep it, I try to keep them with ones that are historical or biographical or animal-based, natural things, real true to life things for them. So here we've got, I have a whole list of these on our website if you're interested in learning more about this kind of book. But if they're reading, I really want them reading things that are good for them and having them learn at the same time. And a lot of these are, this is about the Underground Railroad, they're all historical or biographical, they're just really good. I don't really like them reading all the fluff. They can save some of that, it just depends what it is. But I don't like anything with attitudes or disrespect to parents or any of that, so we stay away from all that. These, I have books 1 through 4. These are nature readers. So these are readers, beginning readers, but about nature. So the first one you could do in first grade, maybe second, and then I just have, let's see, here's 1, and then here's 2. You probably wouldn't get further than that, but if you do, here's what 3 looks like. And they actually redid these covers. These are the old covers, but they have new, cuter covers, but these are still cute. But anyway, these are great for nature studies. They have whatever they're discussing, and we learned a ton reading them. And they're at a level that the children can read usually at this age. So for math, in third grade, we start teaching textbooks. So for second grade, we're still doing those basic math workbooks and concepts. I have a lot of games. I have Money Bingo and let's see, Math Dice, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, I can't think. But on my website, I have the whole list of math games. And so we use a lot of those. There's also some online, but this is just a basic math book for second grade to kind of fill in all of those other skills that maybe we skipped. This is by Math Seeds. I haven't used them before. This will be new this year for us, but it looks like it'll be really good. It's fun, colorful, and really good for following along. looks like it's gonna be fun. So for second grade, I like to show them about Inventions. We got this book from Usborne's. We used it as a bedtime story, so we read one 2-page spread every night. Sometimes it's hard with 6 kids and 2 toddlers to get in a time when we can have just quiet time to do a read aloud. So bedtime's a great time for our family. So this one's just goes through the inventions, just everything really. Flying, and it's fun. The kids enjoyed it, and it has the dates so you can follow along. Here's chocolate, and let's see, this is gum, bubble gum. It's just got lots of fun inventions. Chips, look at that, the first dishwasher. It's just fun, so we like that. This is another version. This is about inventions by women. So this one this is about, they call it liquid paper. We called it whiteout when I was a kid, but it tells a little bit about her, how she came up with that. And then it's not very long. You could do maybe one inventor and a morning time. That's how we did this book. We did one a day. And sometimes, sometimes we did one at poetry tea time, and we would do one inventor, like maybe on Thursdays or something, in a loop schedule. Talk about that more on our website too, if you need help with schedules. So this is Usborne Look Inside How Computers Work. Computers are everywhere, so let's learn about them, right? So second grade's a good time. This has a little bit of information that is a little bit harder for younger than this, but it's still fun for them to look at. Anyway, shows them how computers started. So for science, again, if you've been watching our videos, you know these are the Usborne Beginners. We love these. They're only $5. They're great hardcover books, and they have full of information. So this is dangerous animals. We also have reptiles and trees. Trees is really hard to find. It's out of print, but we found it on Thrift Books and it's in great shape. So this is Fun with Nature. This book is a collection of multiple books. So if you look, Trees, Leaves, Bark, that's one book, and it's in this book, but you can get it separately. Caterpillars, Bugs, and Butterflies, that's a separate book. Tracks, Scats, Signs, but it has all of them here. And this is easy for this age and for me. This one's a little bit thick, but the smaller ones are great for carrying around with you, like throwing in your backpack and going and doing your nature study. So I just liked this one because it had all of them in one. And there's another one, it's called More Fun with Nature, and it does the other books. There's a whole collection. Crinkleroot is fun. There's several books by Crinkleroot. This one's Knowing the Birds. This is just really fun. It has this little old man, Crinkleroot is his name, and he goes through and he teaches you. He lives in a tree, see? And he talks to you about how you can learn more about, this one shows about the birds, but there's other ones. It's got really great pictures. Really informative. There's a fish one, all different ones. I love birds, so we went with the bird one. See Inside Weather and Climate. We used this book almost exclusively for our weather studies that we did about 2 years ago. And we accompanied it with a couple things from online. But here's the weather, world climates, what the world weather's like other places, clouds, sun and air, wild winds. You've got tornadoes, icy extremes. It just kind of goes over a lot of that, and it's great for starting that beginning study on weather. So here we go again, William J. Bennett. I love his books. Again, I would proofread each story that you're gonna do, because some of them are a little bit not quite what we would read, but most of them are really, really good. So William J. Bennett, let's see, I had one in first grade video and another one in kindergarten videos. So you can see we enjoy their books. We have a lot. We also have one coming up in the third grade video that is the Book of America. There's also one called Faith, about faith. So for art, we found this book to be really helpful. It's Usborne Art Treasury, and this one accompanies actual paintings and then gives you a way that you can do it yourself. So here is a famous painting. Here it tells you all about it, and on the next, and about the artist, and on the next page it shows you how you can replicate it. This is a fun way to learn about art history. Here's, again, the picture. Here's about the picture and about the artist. And here's how you can make something similar. This is the Composer's Book by Usborne. It's a reference book. We liked this. We did this during tea time. The only thing I'll say about this book, it is internet linked. So that was really fun because you could click the little QR code and then you could hear music from whatever that page is talking about. What I didn't like is that it's not on every composer. So you don't actually get to hear all of the composers, which I didn't like that. So we had to sometimes search for them ourselves, which was a little bit time consuming. But like when you study Bach, then you can click here with your phone and then it'll play a passage from Bach. But when you study Handel, you don't have that option. That's the only thing I didn't like about this one, but other than that, it was really good. And it's nice hardbound. Okay, so let's look at history. Second grade, we start history from the very beginning. And so I really like this book, History for Little Pilgrims. It's by Christian Liberty Press. And actually, this one starts right at the beginning. I didn't have a lot of church history background knowledge, so this was really great for me to be able to teach the kids. So we would just read through it together. Look at that, they get to make a family tree. It just talks right at the beginning. This is actually, I think they use this in first grade, but I use it in second because in third grade we already did it, but in third grade we do American history. And this, where I leave off in this book, that one picks up. So this goes beyond that. This goes all the way to current times, but I stop before we get that far because the rest of it takes about the whole school year. But actually, I'll show you. This is our timeline. Let me show you real quick. So here you can see our timeline, and it starts right at the beginning. That was with that book, and it goes through. And then when we get to here, that's where we start third grade. And then it goes all the way through American history. So that's just fun to have. Just seamlessly transition right on through. So this is History for Little Pilgrims. To go along with that, I like Time Traveler. This is another Usborne book. These are actually in reverse order. But if you start at the back of the book, Ancient Egypt, Romans, Vikings, Medieval Times. And Vikings is where it picks up in our third grade. So we'll use this for 2 years. Again, really simple, great way for kids to learn because it's easy for them to visualize and it's not intimidating. It's Time Traveler. I found this book online. This is another DK book, Dorling Kinserly, How Children Lived, a First Book of History. This book I like because it's relatable to children. So when we're learning about history, they don't really care. They do care, but they aren't as interested as what the adults were doing as what the kids were doing because they are kids and they can relate to that. So here it shows you some of their toys, things that they did, what they did for school or what they learned. And it's just really great. Just expands their knowledge and their ideals. That's how children lived. This one I like too. This is See Inside, Houses Long Ago. This is an Usborne book as well. And it is a lift the flap book. This one, as you can tell, here's the contents. It starts in Egypt and goes all the way down to now. But you can see their homes, what they were like, how they had things. My kids thought the interesting parts were how their bathrooms were or the food that they ate. I guess those are the things kids are interested in, but it is fascinating. It shows you all the things, how they're working, what they're doing. That was Chinese. English Mandarin just moves forward through history. Okay, so for devotionals for this age, I have 3 books. This is the first one, Indescribable, 100 Devotions About God and Science. I love this book because this one takes things that are in the Bible and it shows you how they are proven by science. That is something that's really important in today's age, and it's really nice that the kids have this resource. It has little Be Amazed pieces where you can go and learn a little bit more, and then we actually took whatever the topic was and looked it up on YouTube, and we were able to find videos that also showed these things, so we were able to see them firsthand. The next one I have is Believe, Think, Act, and Be Like Jesus. I love this one because this one shows kids how the Old Testament and the New Testament are related and still both point back to Jesus. So you've got your question. This one says, who is God? So then they have a story from the Old Testament, and then it talks about how that's related to Jesus, and then one from the New Testament, how that's related to Jesus. I love this one because this one really pulls the Bible all together. Okay, so this is God, I Need to Talk to You. I love this book because this is a collection of stories that just focus on all of the things that children are dealing with right and wrong, and learning how to behave. Here you can see kind of the things that are covered and addressed. You've got sharing, talking back, bedtime, bad manners, just tons of things that kids are dealing with and learning how to react and how to behave. And this takes it from a child's point of view. So it has the story, the child is already dealing with the problem, and then how they can fix it. It has Bible verses throughout, and then it goes to the next story. I love this one. We did this one as a bedtime story, just went through all of them, but you can also just take whatever issue you're having in your home, find it in the list, and then read the story that goes with it. This is a great resource. So those are the books that we like for 2nd grade. Thanks for watching. If you would like to check out all my videos for grade level curriculum, I have them all listed. Pre-K through 3rd grade is what I'm working on. And if you need more information, there's a whole list on my website where you can get the whole book list as a printable. So you can print it out and take it with you. I just want to thank you for watching, and if you'd continue to like and subscribe, you'll be able to see more about our videos and check out our blog. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.